Shalom, everyone. Came outside. Well, actually, I was. Oh, the chunk wants to say hi.
Hi.
I was suggested by my wife to,
Yes, honey.
which she is right there. I was suggested by my wife to come outside and get some sun, even though it's a high UV index and temperature is hot out here. But it's just a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. Not necessarily that I was being bothered by, but it was taking a lot of my attention. And my wife knows once I get distracted on multiple levels that I need to figure out a way to purge and like get into silence. So came out here to get into silence, but there over there there's some heavy machinery working, but not much else. We live in a peaceful, serene area. The creek down there is dried up, and it is that little bit of noise is nothing. From time to time, way over there, there's some machinery that's running, but it's not every day. It's not even every month that happens, that they need to go get some rock. So it doesn't mess with my shalom or my joy or my peace or anything. That's a trade-off, because it's not the noise of the city. It's not the noise of a busy office. It's not the noise of stress. Nothing at all. And you hear the wind chime over there. We went over to the camper not too long ago to go get some other things after it was broken in, and we grabbed the wind chime, put it up over there. So that's something else that you hear in the background that is not really silence. The bugs in the trees and the grass that's making noise. That's all a part of it, because at one point in the year they'll be hibernating and they'll be completely silent. But for now, they're making their mating calls, trying to procreate and make more of them so they could go into hibernation and keep the cycle going. There's people that have a lot of stress on them. I am not. I take on people's burdens and stress and try and help them work through it, whether it's family issues, whether it is physical issues, whether it is health issues. Always trying to help out people so that they can become the better version of themselves. And there are times where people don't listen. They just want to ramble on. They don't want to take advice. They just want a sounding board, and you try and give that to them, but then they ask questions like, how do I change this? How do I fix this? How do I make things better? It's like, well, I gave you the advice before, but you don't want to take it. So how many lobs back and forth do we go before I completely shut things off? Where should my line be with helping people? Where should my line be where I just cut things off? I've learned really well to just walk away from things, especially Facebook. Facebook is a really toxic environment, especially with some of the friends that I've gathered over the decades and what their beliefs are, what their their lifestyles are, and you say one thing, and then people that you haven't talked to for years will just come out of the woodwork. I try not to be that person too, but sometimes when I have to do things for work with one of the social media profiles that I manage, like how far, uh, I don't have to go far. I just open up the app and then it's some nonsense. And it's, do I say something? Don't I say something? And a lot of the times I will say something and then get caught up in a spiral of nonsense. And then my wife will remind me of this. She'll remind me that we have this. We live set apart. We don't have to deal with any of that nonsense that everyone back from where we left are still dealing with it. We get to go to sleep to this. We get to wake up to this. A place that people just dream about or post pictures about or say that, oh, they want to go on a vacation there. That's where we live. It's almost uncanny, the life that we live. And by all means, we're not wealthy. We live pretty much close to paycheck to paycheck. But we made some decisions to set ourselves up for an inheritance for our children, so that they don't have to go through the struggle, so they don't have to deal with the nonsense that people not only have on social media, but they put out in their lives, and then realize, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have thought like that. Oh, actually, you were right. Maybe I should have listened then, because I wouldn't be in a place that I am now. Okay, so now that you're on the right track, let's see where you go. And then 2 steps later, they're completely off the track, completely lost, completely talking about the nonsense, how everything is against them, that everything is a problem, that they just need prayer. They are living in a system that is completely against them, but they don't want to take the advice, showing them the way out, the way to their mental freedom, because no one has you in bondage except for yourself. You keep putting yourself there and not appreciating that you are the 1%. You are your ancestors' dreams. But you keep putting yourself into a nightmare. Instead of smelling the fresh air and moving on with your life, knowing that there is always something better that you can be doing. No, you want to look in the past and complain over and over again about what happened hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago, or this isn't right, or politics and all this nonsense. You are free. You are free to do whatever it is that you want, including complain. And I'm going to let you do that by yourself. Shalom.